Very well.
I am resisting the temptation for us to go on the religious tangent because, like I cautioned, it can be driven by emotions and sensationalism.
And that's dangerous.
So our focus is on the law. Even if Wesley Girls intended or was intending to prevent a non-Muslim, like say a pagan or a traditional believer, from worshiping, I am pretty much convinced that we would have been in court again, trying to uphold the rights of that particular sect to practice their faith in that religion.
Nana.
And so, Nana, but let me conclude. Let me conclude. So the point needs to be made that, like the education minister indicated, because I heard you talking about it, I am strictly opposed to any form of restriction that seeks to prevent people from practicing their religion. There are many examples of senior high schools that are missionary in nature, that have made room for Muslims to be able to practice their faith without any hindrance. So when we are telling the story, we must also remember the likes of Mauli Senior High School. They have found a way of even separating Muslims, especially during Ramadan, and serving them differently, as well as their dining hall meals are concerned.
Especially a mission school?
Is it?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
So these are some of the critical issues we are talking about. And if you look at the Achimota case, Achimota is a public institution. That's what we argue. It's not a mission school. I hope I got that right too. It's not.
But St. Peter's is a missionary school, right?
Peter's?
St. Peter's, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And of course, and what the arrangement he just mentioned.
It's applicable there.
Yeah, it's applicable.
Exactly.
In a number of institutions.
Yes, yes. I know that a number of institutions allow that. So you see, it is quite strange that Wesley Girls will adopt this posture. And until we hear from them, it is our word against their word. And that's why the Supreme Court directed yesterday that they need to file their statement of case. It is after the statement of case is filed that we can begin to appreciate whether these allegations out there are actually true or not. And that is our job as lawyers, to argue it out in court with the use of relevant admissible evidence to indeed prove that Wesley Girls is engaged in an act of restricting the rights of Muslim students. But one last point. Nana, this country has been given a glorious opportunity with this case to reset the educational sector. I am pretty much convinced from where I sit that Wesley Girls is a public institution to the extent that it is rendering a public service and assisted financially by the Republic of Ghana. I am convinced it is a public institution. I would not be in court arguing for Muslim students to be allowed to go to, say, St. Catholic Church or the Catholic Church, which is a missionary organization.
True.
I will not be in court arguing that Muslims should be allowed to walk in there and pray. I wouldn't do that. Because that is an organization. And it is pursuing strictly religious objectives. But we are talking about a senior high school that renders a public service to the good people of this country. And each and every one of us must have access to that institution. These are not colonial days. And so we need to respect these rights. And for me, I'll be interested in Wesley Girls simply indicating their decision not to participate, or like to get out of court for us to settle this issue amicably, so that they can make amends within their own rules. But then again, we would have been missing an opportunity to reform, especially when it comes to the legal architecture.
What Hamza just said. You see, I'm happy when Hamza makes the statement that, look, it's not just about religion. It's about our country. Of course, which falls in line with what I said earlier.
True.
It's about our own selves. We have traveled the journey to a certain, if you like, position. And I cited, time without number, these issues came up. How we dealt with it, comments we made, all points to the fact that we should uphold our fundamental human rights.
True.
Today, before elections, what faith-based institutions does, okay, is to call each other, the Muslim faith-based organizations, Christian faith-based organizations will come together to appeal for peace, all of us.
Yeah.
Why do we do that? We do that because we must work in unison as a people and move on. Okay? Now, on the second leg, when Hamza talks about public institutions, directly or indirectly, my father contributes to the welfare of Wesley College. Directly or indirectly, Hamza's father, who is also a Muslim, or Nane's father, who is a Christian, pay taxes. And our taxes are used to support some of these public institutions. And that's where the core of the matter is. But you see, Hamza says that, look, the Attorney General is Attorney General for Ghana. And when cases come, he has to also look at point of law or questions of law and then defend whatever he's supposed to defend or present what he's supposed to do. There has been also instances where state attorneys who are under the Attorney General tells somebody that, look, this matter you are raising, to be very honest with you, there have been cases, okay? This matter you are raising, fundamentally, this is what the law says. You advise, because you are like the lawyer to the government.
Right.
You understand? There has been cases like that. They even go before the judge and tell the judge that, look, this is our position. Whether it's going to serve your interest or not going to serve your interest, but this is the position that we have, because the position of the law, until the court also makes pronouncement on it, as it were. I'm not trying to say that the Attorney General should be faulted, but I'm also trying to say that clearly and ideally, our fundamental laws, which are so cogent, which they are actually coming under, okay, as their grounds, should never actually be, downplayed. But of course, like he said, we have had an opportunity, or we have an opportunity now, for this matter to be settled once and for all. Lawyers have always said that for and against still have cases until the pronouncements of the court, as it were, says otherwise. Then we all are binded by it and move on. I think, frankly, this country should not be discussing religion right now. And I will reiterate my position on what the Quran says. So the people should not think that it's about Muslims alone. Like I said, when you take Surah Al-Ma'idah, okay, it tells you, verse 5, that women of the book are lawful to you. The food of the people of the book is also lawful to you. Promoting coexistence. Again, if a Muslim is never disallowed from practicing his religion, the religion again says that don't raise your arms against anybody. Lakum dinukum waliya din. It is your religion and my religion. Keep yours and let me keep mine. The Quran also says it again. And I believe the Bible also has a plethora of some of these provisions that promotes our peaceful coexistence. Guided by all this, I want to believe that going forward, it will be interesting to hear what the Supreme Court is going to say, because our conduct reflects that we are always together and will continue to be together. Thank you.
Very well. Very well. So, I mean, we are waiting to see the outcome. I mean, it's important that we have clearly defined lines on what a public institution is and what a faith-based or a mission school is, so that we know what we are doing going forward. Because you see, there are other secular schools that do not fall under either of this. I mean, I went to Amenyampong Secondary School. The Muslims had where they pray. We had where we went for church. Like you mentioned, when it's Ramadan, there's arrangement for dining.
But see, the unhealthy aspect of it is, I'm happy today, Hamza, my good brother, sits here and, of course, makes a very strong comments on this, and very positive ones, of course. The unhealthy aspect of it is when it happened yesterday, the comments some of us made and sought to politicize it. Dr. Baumia, you are a Muslim. This matter has come. You haven't spoken. You understand? And I think that we shouldn't go on that tangent at all.
That's where the
if we were to go on that tangent, obviously, some elements of them people will have to come out today and then refer most of us to some of this. Then we'll end up muddying the waters. But like I said, our peaceful coexistence is so important that visiting politics into it may not even help us.
Like
my
good
brother.
Note.
No, of course, let me learn. Please. No, but my good brother James Ajani Boateng, for instance, had cause to call on Dr. Bawumia when the matter came up.
Very well.
I
think we've condemned that. So let me hear Hamza on this.
I cautioned against making the issue.
I didn't say you.
No, I cautioned against making the issue a religious battle.
Yeah,
I did that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the politics of the issue, you can't control it because it borders on integrity. Kamal, let us be honest. It borders on integrity. If you had a vice presidential candidate of this country running, who made a promise to the Muslim community that if I vote for me, so that the Quran too will be represented at the Jubilee House, and I'll be your voice when it comes to government policies, you cannot blame the good people of this country or the Muslim community from demanding accountability from such a leader. That's why I started. And that was exactly what Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia did. So it is not out of place for either Muslims or non-Muslims to call on him to make his position known on this matter. Absolutely not out of place politically. And that is why I did not even limit it to what's his name, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia alone. I also reference statements President John Dramani Mahama HE made in opposition to Muslims. If you remember,
which is contrary to what his AG position is.
Please, yes. And I explained it. Yes, and I told you, listen, I made that point very clear. And I said that I've heard people wonder why the AG's position appears to be different from His Excellency President Mahama's promise.
Because all is not adding up. Maybe.
When you were speaking, I was quiet.
You allow Hamza to flow, please.
I made that point. And I proceeded to explain to you the basis of the decision of the AG to contest the matter. Because I'm a lawyer. And I know that there are so many legal issues that need clarity. And the AG's position, though for now would be seen as antagonistic, in the future would be appreciated as an intervention that created an opportunity for us to finally settle this matter holistically. And for me, I see it more as a strategic intervention than just a normal intervention. That is why I am not mad or angry about that intervention. It is the outcome of the intervention that I anticipate would settle the matters for all of us. But Kamal, in this country, we all know, not even the late Alhaji Ali Mahama, we all know the politician who introduced this unhealthy way of campaigning with religion. We all know. And that is why we were cautioning you people against it. We told you that this is dangerous. Today, you are uncomfortable. Simply because people are making references to promises Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia made. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can still apologize to all of us and say that, look, the decision to introduce that bit of religion into our political discourse is something he regrets. Even your own internal politics, they are using his own promises based on religion to go after you people.
Let's not move into the politics at the top. Let's deal with the issue of conclude
on this issue. No, the decision to reference James Ajani Boateng Honorable is why I had to respond.
Very well. I mean, let's not make it an argument of.
You see, are you going to interject me? No. Alaji, Nana, please. Because if he comes, I'll come back again.
Please.
Nana, the most important thing is that
Alaji, please.
So what
we are in court.
He's still on that matter.
Thankfully,
on the Wesley Girls matter. Let's not do the Dr. Bawumia Ajani Boateng politics.
I know, as at yesterday, I received calls from people who are actually pastors in our country, who feel strongly that what is happening at Wesley Girls, if it is true, should not be countenanced in our country. So it is not just a crusade being championed by Muslims. It is a crusade being championed by well-meaning Ghanaians, including pastors of this country. So that tells you the extent of the relationship between Muslims and Christians, and how we all privilege our constitutional principles beyond and above that of our parochial religious sects and their interests. And for me, that was humbling. That was humbling. There were colleagues of mine on the campus of University of Ghana who were student pastors. I think after we left school, I haven't had the opportunity of speaking to many of them. Yesterday, I had about 2 of them reaching out on social media, urging us on.
Hamza,
it's a sign of progress.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you, Hamza. Does the school, Wesley Girls, lose its fundamental character as a Methodist institution because it is assisted, not fully funded?
It does, as far as my understanding of the Pre-Tertiary Education Act is concerned. If you are going to refer to the amended Act 87, that is the only time this argument would be relevant. Because the amended Act 87, the Educational Act, brought a distinction between government, fully funded schools and assisted schools. That has since been amended in Act 2020. What's the name? The Pre-Education Tertiary Act of 2020, which is Act 1049, if my memory serves me right. And so there is nothing like assisted schools being or retaining its private status. What we have under that act is simply public institutions.
But
they are
really has to do with
organizations.
Its basic character.
They are faith-based organizations that are recognized under the act. But faith-based organizations, you cannot say that a senior high school is a faith-based organization.
At all. No.
It's not an institution. It's an institution. And so these are the difficulties that we want the Supreme Court to iron out. But as far as I'm concerned, look, what they do there, they teach just like any other school. They teach the curriculum that is presented to them by the Ministry of Education.
True.
It has been manned by the Ministry of Education. It has been supervised by the Ministry of Education. The core mandate or the core job of that institution is education, just like any senior high school. So it's not a school that is training pastors. No.
It's not a seminary school.
It's not a seminary school.
Indeed.
It is a senior high school.
Absolutely.
So the objective of that school,
its identities. It has its principles on which it was
your
founded.
identities and principles.
Like other Muslim schools have identities.
Your identities and principles cannot supersede the 1992 Constitution when it comes into conflict
That's the point I
with the
made earlier.
Constitution. No. These are the realities. It was not for nothing after independence that we decided to regularize
Absolutely.
how these institutions are run. And so we need to respect it. And that's why I'm saying that Wesley Girls, hopefully, would sit back, reflect on the matters, and possibly make amends, so that we can let this matter be a thing.
I am actually for the Supreme Court making a pronouncement.
Yes,
indeed.
I'm actually for it strongly.
Let me take a few quick messages.
Otherwise,
and
we'll
then
move
move
to
to other matters.
Yeah.
So that's why I should commend the Attorney General that he's going the way he's going.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. No, but of course.
Because he's giving us that opportunity to bring finality to the matter.
No, but because as it stands now, assisted or funded,
but let me make
doesn't make it
clear.
a government institution,
Hamza's
public
argument
institution,
that the
and
Attorney
doesn't
General's
strip it of its
position,
identity.
No, Hamza's argument that the Attorney General position now gives or paves the way for the Supreme Court to actually make a pronouncement on it. For me, with a great deal of respect to him, is a not. Why?
He's going out.
The same Attorney General can also look into it and say, look, this is the position, just like he's having a position of the fundamental law, which is the mother law of this country, and not depart from it.
Very well. The Supreme Court will decide and make a pronouncement.
I'm saying that his position is not the one giving, it's not that is giving the way for the Supreme Court. However, he could also state clearly to us that the fundamental human right of every citizen in this country is guaranteed. Under these articles. That was the point we're making. Anyway, we're waiting for the pronouncement. Well, you want to go back to it again?
No, but you have a right to reply.
1 minute.
What the Attorney General is simply saying is that I am the state. I am being asked by Muslim students to interfere in the ways Wesley Girls is running their school as a missionary school. But that constitution, that says that I cannot interfere when it comes to the rights of Muslim students, also says that I cannot interfere when it comes to a missionary school, because it is also a person under our constitution. You know, the constitution, the Supreme Court has defined who a person is. You can have a natural person.
Yeah.
It is also a person. So if you are asking me to direct them not to do A, B, C, D, you are indirectly asking me to also interfere with the rights of that person called Wesley Girls.
Yeah.
So the law courts, this is my position.
Exactly.
Muslim students are persons. Wesley
Girls is a person.
Show the way.
Very well. Very well.
And direct my intervention.
Kofi Ima from Kumasi says,
simple as that.
I think all missionary
The very
schools...
good Muslims are watching as well.
Well, Kofi Ima from
that
Kumasi
is the reason
Hamza,
why-
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
So who is not a good Muslim?
Hamza.
Very good Muslims are watching us as well.
So who is not? So I'm not a good Muslim.
you.
No, I don't think that's
I
what
never
he
said
said.
you. That's
Let me take a few quick messages. Let me take a few
You
messages.
guys should be careful the way
Hamza.
you make this
I
thing
am
a
saying
religious
that.
banter. And that's why I caution. Because
Why?
when I was coming ahead,
Why? The Attorney General.
you are not in court. We are in court.
Look,
And we
I am
know
a
that it is not just religion. It is about the constitution.
And it concerns me.
Very well,
Be
very well.
careful with your
Gentlemen.
commentary. This country, and be careful with your commentary.
Hamza, thank you.
Be
Hamza,
careful. Hamza.
Alaji,
I am saying
Alaji,
that I
this is
cannot
dangerous.
back
Alaji.
the citizen of this country.
This is very
It
dangerous.
concerns me as well.
Alaji, thank you. Kofi Uma from Kumasi says, I think all missionary schools should emulate T.I. Amas. Kumasi is the best ever for inter-religion. I am a Christian from Pentecost, but my best days were at the school. We go out for church and still join the Muslims to mosque if you wish. All right. This one says, Nana, when I attended Wesley Grammar School, not Wesley Girls, Wesley Grammar School, we had a routine where we'd attend church on Sundays, and there was a designated space for Muslim students to pray, even during Ramadan. We would also reserve food for them during fasting periods. And now on our first day at school, all the rules were read to us. If you can follow, you follow. This one says, good morning, I am Eben in Kwabenya. As a country, we need to tread cautiously when it comes to religion in our various schools. We go to school to acquire knowledge, to develop our communities, not to divide ourselves with religion. Let's wise up Ghana and embrace good things. This one says, my daughter was forced to wear hijab at Upekuma Islamic Government School in Kaswa. She was even punished before for not wearing it. Okay. This one says the education minister has goofed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Caution again. That is a Christian texter. He's given his side of experience when it comes to a Muslim school. You have the luxury to sit in your chair and describe it as being sensational. But when it is coming from a Muslim, and you see, that's why if there is anything Islam teaches us, it's fairness. One of the fundamental principles. One of the fundamental principles.
I don't think that's what.
That's what he said.
That's not.
Unless of course you pretend.
No, Hamza. I don't.
On one breath,
Hamza.
good Muslims are watching. On another breath, this sensationalism. How can you dismiss somebody's experience when we are in court? Trying to uphold Muslim students' rights on the basis of their experiences in a Christian school.
Tell Hamza to
if there's anything,
if he had opportunity of listening
I'll
to
listen
me
to you.
before his arrival, he would have known that at least I've not taken a position for Muslims or for Christians.
But you are trying to dismiss somebody's experience.
My main position
and
has
I'm
been
telling
the
you, don't do that.
fundamental laws of this country, which I said that look, our fundamental human rights are rights that are enshrined clearly in the Constitution.
Very well.
Okay,
and tell him not to dismiss
the experience that he's.
Somebody has given his experience in relation to a Muslim
also take me away.
If there's anything Islam teaches, it's the principle of fairness. Listen to him. Because those of us who are in court, we are in court on the basis of experience of Muslim students in a Christian school.
Very well.
This one says an objective. That's a fundamental pillar of Islam. And you have to know that.
Thank you, Hamza. Thank you.
Me. Yes.
Ahmed from Lima says